So this is a super special video for you this week, all about my fun weekend, well, long weekend, at the 10th annual BSB festival in Nottingham that I've just been to. And they had their LGBT festival for the week before. Now I couldn't go to that because unfortunately I have to work and I couldn't get enough time off. But I did get there for the Friday, so I did see a few of the authors who had attended the LGBT festival and had finished a panel when I got there, practically as it was over. But we'll start at the beginning. So on the Friday I got there, I walked from the train station in a pair of high-heeled sandals because I thought I was being super cute, but actually I just blistered my feet. You know, so I was off to a good start, but I didn't care because I was going to see some really awesome people. Last year I promised Brey, Willows and Robyn, who run the event on behalf of BSB in the UK, that I would go all weekend because I only went on the Sunday last year and I had such a fantastic time. It was my first time ever at a festival and I knew I wanted to go again. I knew I wanted to learn more about Bold Strokes books because last year I was a novice, I had no idea who anybody was, and I did exactly the same thing this year. I didn't really know who anybody was, and I apologise for that because it's really bad of me to not know who people are. But every time I go to these events I discover loads of amazing new people, loads of amazing new authors. I make new friends, I catch up with people who I'm friends with online who I've never met before or who I've barely chatted to and really should, and I work on all my confidence and anxiety. Talking of anxiety, just before I get into all the fun of the weekend, I want to say a big thank you to Brey and Robyn for all their support over the weekend, and I'm going to link an article, a blog post that Brey Willows wrote on Sunday night in this video that I think everybody should read because it really was very heartfelt, and she knows, I know she knows, but it meant an awful lot to know a you're not alone when you're suffering with anxiety, because going anywhere on your own is scary. I get really scared and I do have to go on my own to places sometimes, and I just feel like I was really welcome. I love that. So if you're really frightened of going to the event, don't be frightened. Oh, I can't believe I'm crying now, I'm going to ruin my video. Don't be frightened of going because everyone's so friendly, and if you are a little bit nervous or a little bit frightened, one of us, any of us that have been before or a part of BSB will chat to you, and everyone is just so lovely. Anyway, so talking about the festival, so I got there on the Friday. I checked into my hotel, went round to Waterstones to see who was there. Now I was supposed to be meeting Kitty and Isabel, but unfortunately Kitty had some travel issues, and if you guys have read her fantastic blog post you will know exactly all about how awful that was for her. She had such a long journey to get to us, but she did eventually get to us. But I went round to Waterstones and I did meet Isabel, who I'd planned to meet with Kitty when we got there. For any of you that don't know Isabel, she has that fantastic list on a website of all the audiobooks that are lesbic, and you should totally go and check that out. And again, linked in the description. Go check out Isabel's list. She is brilliant at keeping a list of audiobooks, so everything you need to know is on there. So anyway, I met Isabel and we went with some of the other authors and readers to a pub, but that wasn't after. So I'd said hello to Brey and Robyn, and then I met Karen Klein, whose books I read, and her Change in Time series, and that was amazing. Like, it was just amazing to meet people. I met Sam Skyborn, who was at Alcon, and I never got to say hi, so that was really cool. Got to hang out with her and that was super awesome. Jodie Clare was there, Lee Gold was there, and Jen Silver was there, and it was just great to see a few faces that I've met before and have a good old chat. So anyway, a few of us went off around to the pub. So I actually spent my first night in Nottingham having dinner and drinks with Isabel, and we were with Sam Skyborn, Valden Bush, and we were with Anna Lana and her wife, and it was just awesome. I cannot tell you how awesome it was. It was fabulous. It's something very surreal about sitting with people who write books and people who you talk to online and just chatting, and it was super cool. So then after that we headed off to Five Leaves Bookshop. Thank you to Five Leaves Bookshop for hosting an open mic night for part of the LGBT festival, where loads of great poets, and I mean great poets, read out their work. They were fantastic. I actually never get poetry and don't really understand it, but everyone who was reading poems out and bits of writing and whatever, you were brilliant, you were fantastic, and I loved it. And we had a couple of readings as well, one being from Robyn with her amazing Escape in Time, which is part of her Extractor trilogy, and she did a reading from that while we were there, so that was really cool. We were just hanging out in the bookshop. It's a lovely little bookshop in Nottingham. If you're in Nottingham, go check it out. And then we went back to the pub like you do, and we just had a great time chatting with everyone. I think Jane Fletcher was there and her wife, and we who else came along? God, so many people came along. And then I met Anne Holt as well, so it was really cool to meet new friends. And then I ended up spending pretty much my entire weekend with Kitty, Isabel and Anne, who I'm going to say thank you to as well, because if they hadn't spent their entire weekend with me, I probably would have run off and hidden somewhere, because I'm so shy, which is unbelievable when I'm sitting here chatting away on a video. Anyway, so I'm really grateful to them. I had a fantastic time thanks to them. They really made my weekend. So then we had a really late night because we were chatting and talking and just having a brilliant time at the pub, as you do. By the time we got back to the hotel, it was like, we have to get up tomorrow morning, shock, and go to the Bold Strokes book festival. So we got there, and there was a brilliant number of panels going on for the day. So we talked about everything from challenging norms to playing with universes to characters. We had readings. It was brilliant. It was an absolutely fantastic event. So at the event we had some fantastic authors which I had heard of but I had never met. So there was Anna Lana, Brey Willows, Carrie Hunter, Charlotte Green, Kryn Claxton, Eden Darry, Ileandra Young, Jane Fletcher, Leslie Davis, Michelle Grubb, Mickey Brent, Rebecca S. Buck, Robyn Nix, and Stasia Seaman. And oh my god, you guys, they were amazing. So some people I knew of, and I knew of their books because I've seen them online when other reviewers have been reading them and other people have been talking about them. And some people I hadn't heard of their work and hadn't heard of their books, and it was amazing to meet them. Absolutely brilliant. Everyone on that list was so lovely. I can't tell you how amazing they were, chatting away and being really nice, and everyone signed books that I bought. It was just great. So I decided that I was only going to buy 3 books. That is what I'd said. Obviously I didn't come away with 3 books. I came away with a lot more books than that. So yeah, I mean, I had an amazing time. Hi to everyone who I met. Thank you to everyone who chatted with me, talked with me. We had a really cool time on the Sunday night before I had to go back and get my train, chatting away in the pub. My anxiety was going mental and everyone was really good putting up with me chatting away like I am now. Ramble, absolute rubbish. But it was brilliant and it was a lot of fun. I had a great time again this year, and like I say, just a massive thank you to Robyn and Brey for hosting a fantastic event for the 10th annual Bold Strokes Book Festival. And I know it was only my 2nd one, but I will definitely be back next year. So next year, the date is the 6th to the 7th of June. I think that's right. Anyway, it's that first weekend in June. Come along, check it out. Come spend time with us. It'll be great. If you were there and I was chatting to you, and I'm really bad with names sometimes, but add me on Facebook, whatever, say hi here on the video, whatever, or if you were just a little bit shy and you didn't come and say hi, but I'm a little bit shy too, so that's okay. So again, say hi on the video if you were there. It would be really cool to see who was there. But anyway, now I've spent 10 minutes wittering about my amazing weekend, which was so cool. It was so awesome, so fantastic hanging out with everyone. I'm a little bit excited. I have some really cool stuff to show you. So I got some books, because that's what I do best, get books. So yeah, like I say, I was only going to get 3 books, and I think I've got 11. Oops. So part of the LGBT festival was to have some non-BSB authors there, as well as BSB authors, and so from them I have a copy of Juice by Jen Silver, which she was kind enough to give me, and she has also signed that for me as well, which is amazing, so I can't wait to check that out. I have a copy of Alice by Sam Skyborn. Again, Sam was really kind and signed this for me after spending time listening to me witter at the pub and talk absolute rubbish. You know, they're all very kind in signing my books. And then everything else I got was a BSB book, apart from one, and I'm going to show you this because I'm sure she'll be alright with me showing you this. I have an early copy of something, and the reason I'm going to show you this is because I want to talk to you about the launch night, which is going to happen in Nottingham. So I'll try and put some details in the description about that as well. So you'll know Brey, Willows and Robyn Nix are pen names, and under their actual names they have done some work with LGBT community within Nottingham to create a book called Desire, Love, Identity, which is full of little stories and bits and pieces from a whole variety of LGBTQ community writers of all ages. So it literally varies from, I think, like 13 to, I think, something like 70. I want to say 70, so maybe even plus 70. Yeah, so everything from people like age 13 to 70, so there's loads of stuff in this. And the reason I'm showing you this is because Robyn Nix is going to have a launch night for this, a launch party on the 12th of June at the National Justice Museum, I think. Like I say, I'll check the details, I'll pop them down below. I can't attend, which is why she was kind enough to sell me a copy of this early this weekend, but I can't wait to check that out. So this is amazing. Please, if you are in Nottingham or can get to Nottingham, go check out the launch night and grab a copy of this book when it comes out, because it's awesome. Anyway, so they're my non-BSB books, and then, like I say, I was really bad and I bought more books than I actually meant to buy. So I think I have 9 in total in this bag, I think. Let me check. How many do I have? I have 8. Yeah, I have 8. That's right. I bought 11 books. I've shown you 3, so I have 8 BSB books. So I have Isle of Broken Years by Jane Fletcher, Gnarled Hollow by Charlotte Green. I have The Supernatural Detective by Corinne Claxton, and I have Becoming You by Michelle Grubb. I also have, this is why I should have been better prepared, because they're all still in the bag. See, when you buy books at the BSB convention, you get one of these. How cool is that? Get a nice cool red bag to carry all your books around in. So I got 2 by Anna Lana, because I should have bought one last year and I didn't. Because again, carrying them, I had so many. So I've got Love's Portrait, which is Anna's newest release, and then I have Highland Fling by Anna Lana. I have Alias by Carrie Hunter, which looks awesome, and I have Girls on Campus, which was edited by Sandy Lowe, who was at the BSB Festival last year, and Stasia Seaman, who was at the BSB Festival this year. And they are editors at BSB, and so that was so awesome. And there were so many people there, because I read the list out to you, whose book I didn't get, and I really should have, but I couldn't carry. I got the train this year, so I didn't take my car because I was there all weekend, and I just genuinely couldn't carry anymore. These weighed a ton. but they are all books that I have put on my list to check out, and I can't wait to grab copies of them because they look amazing. So I will do that as soon as I can. So yeah, lots of cool books, a fantastic weekend. As you can tell, I had like the most brilliant time, and then I've had to come back to reality, which is not great. Reality, sad. Work's not the same as being around like-minded people that you have an awesome time listening to, who give great advice. And do you know what was really refreshing this year? Some of the panels that we had over the weekend, they were actually reading from their books. And if there's one way to sell a book to me, it's to read a bit of it to me, because once I'm invested, I am so invested. I think the funniest thing was I'd gone and bought a whole load of books, and then they were doing a panel. What was the panel now? Oh, I can't remember. We were doing a panel, and they said about Michelle Grubb and what she does, and I was just like, yes, you're my type of person, because she understands all the pain that I go through at work on a daily basis, because we're in the same profession. And then she read from her book, and I was totally sold, and then I was back downstairs buying more books. That's how it went. I literally went in there planning to buy 3 books, listened to people reading from their books, came out with a whole stack of books, could barely carry them back to the train, and still I wanted to buy more, but I just knew I couldn't carry them. Immaterial. It doesn't matter, because I will buy them anyway. But oh my god, what an amazing weekend. If that hasn't sold it for you, come along and check out the BSB festival for yourself, and how amazing a time you're going to have, because you will have a fantastic time, and I hope to see you there next year. So that's it from me, and once again, just a massive thank you to everyone who spent time with me over the weekend, listened to me rambling on like I am now, going round in circles, hearing me tell the same story to like 5 different people, and just genuinely for all being super lovely and welcoming and making me feel really part of something special. And again, massive thank you to Brey and Robyn for another fantastic event. I can't wait for next year. Bye.